Hey everybody, welcome back to Chortle Cast. I'm Jake, and I'm joined by my co-host, as always, Steven, the Stream King.
My long toes.
This is a very toe episode, and then for the first time ever, special guest on the podcast, Jeremy.
How's it going,
from Big Gamesters. So you've seen him on our live streams, but now he's on our podcast, and this is even weirder because we're all in the same place. We're not in a place that we're normally in.
Jeremy kidnapped us.
I did.
This is his home. We aren't allowed to leave until we get 700 subscribers.
I'm still trying to break 40, so.
Okay.
Yeah. We're trying to get 700 for Jeremy.
We get 40
for us.
Okay, all right.
That was the. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, so
I ruined
me and Steven are on a road trip. We're going to Disney with our ladies who are also in the audience. Y'all can wave a clap.
Hey, there's Krista over there. Hey, Krista. Come on.
Got all the Chortle ladies. That, we call our girls the Chortle girls. What do y'all have like an 8-bit gamester, like a girl?
We're still too small of a channel.
8-bit girlsters. I don't know. Anyway.
8-bit girlsters.
8-bit girlsters. Yeah, does Marcus have a girlfriend that's like?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. So it's just you, Krista. That's all there is.
Krista.
But we love her anyway. So we got a great show for you. This is, of course, Chortle Cast, the official podcast of Chortle Games that we do every Friday at 12 o'clock Central Time. You can be a part of the show by writing in to chortlecast@gmail.com, letting us know what kind of topics you'd like to hear us talk about, any news stories that happen during the week you'd like to hear our thoughts on. You can also give that to us through our Discord, which you can find in the description of this video or in the description of this podcast if you're an audio listener. So we got a great story, great show for you this week because of great company, but also because we're going to be talking about Iron Fist getting canceled, which you have some strong thoughts about.
Why would that be your first thing for
I'm just going down the list. I'm just going down the list here, baby. We're going to be talking a lot about Red Dead Redemption.
Yes.
We're going to talk a little bit about Sheen Bean, as my wife likes to call him. Sheen Bean being in Hitman 2, and then some Black Cat Spider-Man DLC details. Cool. So, going to be a good show. But first, let's start with a little bit of catch-up, which is a segment we do where we catch up with one another. What are we playing? What are we watching? All that good stuff. I've been on the road a bit, so I have not been able to play very much. But we all, this week, got to play
all three of us, yeah.
Destiny 2 Festival of the Lost.
Yep.
What do we think?
It sucked. Thanks for tuning in to Chortle Cast.
Yeah, alright. That's a good time.
So, you two both just didn't like it, weren't fans.
You go first, Jeremy.
Well, it's not that I didn't like it. It's the fact that Steve and I had the conversation. It's a reskin of a previous event.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And with the aspect, or the only real loot that you would get from it is the 600 rifle.
Right.
I feel like the grind to that's just
insane.
And the fact that they're like, hey, you have to wear these masks.
Yeah.
And the first one they give you is Rahul's face.
Yeah, that killed it for me.
That killed any chance of me enjoying it at all.
Well, I was going to mention, so the masks were a big deal for me, because I have never participated in a Festival of Lost, so I was just like, cool. Cool masks. This will be exciting.
Yeah.
Definitely wanted the chicken one. Already got it. Great. That's probably what I'm going to wear the rest of the time.
Fantastic.
I was disappointed with how few other options there were.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of stuff. There's Gaul. There's Prince Aldrin.
For some reason. Let's celebrate the guy that
two main villains, and then, of course, the biggest villain of all, Raul. So,
yeah. The Traveler one looked
The
fun.
Traveler
one is
nice.
really the only one that I was like, wow, that's really cool.
And it looks stupid.
There's
it does. It looks like you're wearing a moon on your face.
Exactly, yeah. There's a ghost one that's like kind of like I used to have a ghost that was a disco ball. There's that one.
Yeah.
And then there's some other stuff thrown in there, but why don't we have a Cade one? Why don't we have a Zavala one? Why don't we have an Ikora one? There's so many other directions we could have gone.
Yeah.
I was disappointed to see.
I feel like it should be called the Festival of Lost Opportunities.
Zing.
See, I'm wondering where the Ingrams are. Still have not found an exotic Ingram. Just to update you guys on my quest to actually find loot in this game. I spent about $100 on at this point.
I still have not gotten a year 2 exotic.
Jeremy, how many have you gotten?
I've gotten 2.
Yeah, get out.
I've gotten the same one twice.
Get out of your own house.
It's the one you wanted.
It is actually the one I wanted.
Yeah.
The Heart of Inmost Light, the Titan chess piece. Right. It was the one exotic that I looked up the information on, and
it was like,
I actually
want
that.
Yeah.
It's amazing, but yeah.
Well, so, what about the Haunted Forest? It's
just the Infinite Forest, but dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice aesthetic. I think it's cool. What I'm most disappointed about is how short it is. Because we, while dealing with the collapse of YouTube, beat the whole thing. Like, I was juggling YouTube on one hand, you were juggling YouTube on one hand. I was playing through remote play, which I would not recommend for anybody.
Like 2 out of 3 of us were extremely handicapped.
And we still beat it.
We still beat it.
Yeah.
Well, see, it's not something to beat. It's something to do, which is what Destiny does. Because it's all about that time sink, that replayability. And so Infinite Forest is something that you play through, and then you see how many of the thing you got, and then you do it again, wash, rinse, repeat, so you can get enough of the not consumable, but the item to get the loot.
The big thing.
And so it's like not even something to say, cool, I beat Festival of Lost. It's not something you beat, it's something you do.
Something you're doing.
Which is annoying, because this game that tells me, hey, here's a reason to play this game, but the reason is just another grind to get stuff that I don't want, with no promise of getting the stuff that I do want. And so that's the problem, is that I need a reason to play this game that is not maybe you'll get what you want.
Right. But anybody else been playing anything cool?
I've been playing Dragon's Dogma.
Oh, yeah.
I did a stream of it earlier this month, and you guys thought it was pretty cool, but some of you were like, why'd you choose Mage? This is really boring to watch you stand and pretend to cast a spell and then get hit in the middle of the cast. And I told you guys, it gets better, the combat gets better, and I've been working off stream to get to that point, so now I'm rocking Magic Archer. So it's an archer that shoots spells, basically. You would love it. I'm going to have to stream it so you can see it. So I've been playing that a lot. So I'll be streaming that again, but also just working my way through Metro. People seem to be enjoying that one. Jeremy?
Yeah, Jeremy, what about you? I'm trying to think of honestly, what I had time to play on the road.
Just Destiny for a while. Destiny. And then a couple days last week I went to Redbox and got Call of Duty just to try it out. Black Ops 4. I liked Blackout. The
BR?
The Battle Royale version. Yeah. I'm not a huge Battle Royale person. I'm with Steven in saying that Fortnite's garbage.
Yes. This is why I keep him around.
It was fun. I would not spend $60 on the game.
Yeah. What had you ever played PUBG?
Briefly.
What would you, in that brief assumption, would you say it's better, more polished, or?
It's definitely more polished than Blackout, but Blackout you get more vehicles.
Interesting. Okay.
There's almost every place that you drop, there's at least 2 or 3 vehicles that you can get.
Yeah. See, I would have thought you would say the reverse, that that Blackout or the Blackout is much better than PUBG, just across the board. But that's just what I, as someone who knows nothing about either, would assume. But.
Well, PUBG's player base was only affected by 4%. Launch weekend of Black Ops.
Yeah. Wow.
I would have expected way more. I would like to see how it affected Fortnite.
Yeah, I doubt it affected Fortnite very much, but
an armor affects it a lot on Blackout too. If you don't find armor right away, you're gonna die immediately.
Gotcha.
That happened to me multiple times. But the zombies.
Was it good?
Actual really zombies mode?
Yeah.
I've
the zombies.
I've heard rumor that it is one of maybe the best zombies.
The first well, you can actually jump into the middle of matches now.
And I heard it was a 4-player local co-op too.
It is.
That's cool. So all same system.
Yeah. And the first map that I played was the Titanic.
Okay.
And the beginning, like the intro to it, is you hitting the iceberg.
Okay.
So it's the actual ship.
And the iceberg was full of zombies.
I guess.
And they pour onto the.
I literally saw that cinematic, and then my friend skipped it.
Gotcha,
so I was like, "Oh, cool!" So
you're like,
well,
okay.
it hit that. I don't know how the zombies got here. Yeah.
Did you have a sinking feeling that you'd have a good time?
I did.
Oh my god!
Fantastic.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't. What I've been dealing with this week is that my Nintendo account got suspended.
Oh, what did you do?
Due to, I'm a bad boy. Let me tell you about it. I bought a game. Nintendo accidentally duplicated that purchase, so I disputed the purchase, the duplicate of the purchase. But Nintendo's so smart that their system automatically, if there's an accidental duplicate, they dispute it for you. So I disputed a purchase that didn't exist that defaulted to my purchase that I actually made. And so they were like, this person is committing fraud, we shall suspend them. And the guy was shocked because he was like, wow, this, I called him, I had been sitting on the phone for an hour, and he was like, all right, let me look here. And he was like, oh, this happened really recently, within the last hour. What happened? And I was just like, I have no idea. This is y'all's fault.
What game?
I was trying to play Starlink, the new Star Fox game, which is going to be Monday's
It's not a
Let's
Star
Play.
Fox game.
It is, though.
It's not.
That's the best part about it.
But it's not Star Fox.
It has Star Fox in it,
Okay.
and he's in it more than you expect.
Okay, that's great.
Even without the
I'm happy
version.
to hear that. But Smash Brothers isn't a Metroid game, so Starlink isn't a Star Fox game.
Oh, jeez.
I think my analogy is a little bit closer. Anyway, that was
Whoa.
Yeah.
Jeremy's offended over here.
No, it's funny.
That was supposed to be Monday's Let's Play.
Yeah.
It is not now.
Have you played it yet?
I have not gotten to touch it yet because I am not now because of that issue. I am suspended from my Nintendo account for a week.
That is hilarious.
Yes, it's great. So
did you get the physical copy or did you?
No, if you get it digital, you don't have to buy any toys, and it's regular price.
But if you get the version from GameStop, like the retail version, I pre-ordered a Switch. Mm-hmm. Forgot to tell you that. Pre-ordered my Switch. Put the money down on the Diablo version.
Finally done it.
Getting it in 2 weeks.
The Diablo bundle to get you to do it, but okay.
Well, I mean, everyone wants the Smash bundle, and the Diablo bundle has Tyrael and Diablo on it. It looks awesome. You don't know what any of those words mean.
That doesn't mean anything.
Jeremy knows Diablo, though. You're with me.
Yes.
Get out of here. But
Krista's waving her hand like this.
The live studio audience is really
it looks like you were doing the Hitler. So, but
yes, her and I are very deep in Diablo.
yes. So I pre-ordered it. Gonna be getting it in 2 weeks. I'm really excited. But they have the Starlink starter packs, and if you get the Switch one, you get the R-Wing.
Right.
Yeah.
The Switch one is the only version that will have Star Fox in it.
Yeah, but I'm just surprised you didn't get the physical version to get the R-Wing.
I don't want the physical toys.
Okay. But
I appreciate that they're there, and I know there's an audience for that. Mm-hmm. I'm not that audience.
I would go as far as to just getting the physical copy so I could have the R-Wing, so I can just put it up somewhere. Because it looks cool.
And that's the thing.
I would too, Steven.
Yeah, Jeremy's
mini
house is
memorabilia
very cool,
everywhere.
and I picked the worst angle to not show off.
That's fine. You got the white wall.
I got the white wall,
and the two shelving.
You know, you can see the edge of a shelf there that has
There's cool stuff on that shelf.
There's cool stuff everywhere else.
Yeah.
Which you'll never see.
Which you'll never see. But the fun thing is, though, even if you were to get so it's weird because the physical version comes with like one ship one
ship, one pilot. The Nintendo version is two pilots.
Two pilots.
Yeah.
So it's that's the only ship you have physically. Mm-hmm. But you can turn the game. You can tell the game, "Hey, I want to play everything digital." Like I want to play as this. You don't have to have the toys to play it.
That's wonderful.
If you switch it to digital mode, it actually unlocks more pilots and more ships for you and more weapons for you. Because it's like, oh, they're not getting the toys, so they can just play the game.
So I know I've talked.
That's good.
I've spent way more time than I think we expected to spend on Starlink.
I'm way okay with that.
Okay, cool. So I really I've thought about what games can I get for my Switch that I could show to my siblings that they would enjoy. And I think Sean, my little brother, the one that's at that fun age where everything's superheroes and video games, he knows Star Fox from Smash. So I was thinking, man, if I got the Starlink for the Switch, is this something that he would enjoy playing? But all I've seen for it is like ground level shooting. Like it looks like you're just in a hover tank. Do you do any space combat or air combat?
I don't know about space combat. It is been described as what's that game? The space game, No Man's Sky, with better combat. So there's a lot of exploring, there's a lot of resource gathering, but there's also like planet management, like very Ubisoft. You know, you have to take out outposts and things. Basically, planets are overrun by your bad guys, and you've got to kind of take out that outpost of the planet.
Okay.
And kind of keep the planet in order.
I hope that what I've seen...
I do think there are space battles, though.
I just want to be able to dogfight some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can play the whole game as Star Fox.
That's great.
So it is a Star Fox game.
It's not.
It's half a Star Fox game.
Okay.
The name is Starlink.
Geralt is playable through all of Soul Calibur 6, 7, whatever. 6. I don't remember what number they're on. It is not a Witcher game.
It is... I don't know how many fighters there are, but it's whatever number of fighters... /1 Witcher game.
Okay, so get back to me. This is your homework. Get back to me with how many numbers of pilots there are in Starlink, and then I will give you a percentage of how much of a Star Fox game this game
I want to
is.
say there's 5, but there's also Falco, Peppy, and...
Are they playable?
They're not playable, but they're part of the team.
Okay.
So there are other team members that are not playable.
Okay.
But the Star Fox crew is there.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it's at least half a Star Fox game.
But
that's not what we're here for. We'll get into some news. I don't
know why this is such a hot button for me.
Who knew? Like, it is not a Star Fox game. Just let it be a Star Fox game, Steven.
No.
Well,
yeah.
Just gotta rain.
Steven's triggered with Star Fox.
Do you not like Star Fox?
No, I love Star Fox.
Okay.
Which is why
I was scared for a second.
Why don't you want it to be a Star Fox game?
Because I haven't played it yet, and I can't say this is a Star Fox game because all I've seen so far is that it looks like Floating Tank the game.
When we get off this podcast, I'm going to see if by some miracle of God, Nintendo has given me access to this game back, and we're going to try to play it and dispute this. But anyway, we'll get back to you next week. Yep. Stay tuned for that. All right, so let's talk about Iron Fist. So I think it was just a few weeks ago that you and I had talked on the podcast about Season 2 and just kind of your thoughts about where it all went. And maybe we didn't even talk on a podcast. Maybe it was off
I think it was off because I don't remember mentioning, because I don't remember getting as frustrated as I feel right now since we're talking about Iron Fist Season 2 on camera.
Oh, man. But so, Steven, as you know, we love Marvel here, but so Season 3's been canceled.
Season 3's been canceled. I love Iron Fist, the character. In comics, he is super unappreciated. He's awesome. He's great. The show has not reflected that, and not really even tried to reflect that. Season 1 wasn't given a chance because it was rushed. It was rushed in production to fit in time for Defenders. So the lead playing Danny would learn choreography minutes before they would record it, and it showed. And they did what they could. And honestly, I enjoyed Season 1 better than Season 2 because the story was at least there. It was focused on Danny. Right. Season 2 was better from a technical standpoint, to where you could tell the choreography was given more time, camera work was better, not as jump cutty. But Danny was like a B character in his own show, right? Which is a problem, because he's this super interesting character that we're supposed to see grow, and he just didn't feel like he did. But then Season 2 ends with this cliffhanger where he is looking... Spoilers. You're not going to watch it. Just let the laugh happen, Krista. I'm trying real hard. Season 2 ends... Spoilers. With Danny... He's like, spoilers. With Danny and Ward in China, Japan. I don't remember where it was. It was probably China.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I skipped.
I was thinking the same thing. Go ahead. Sorry.
It would make sense if it was China, but some things made me think it was Japan, and I don't remember what the little text said at the bottom.
That's kind of important.
It's not a Star Fox game.
And we're back to that. All right.
Full circle. All right.
So it ends with them in this bar, and they're looking for a guy named Orson Randall. And then they pull guns on Danny, and Danny pulls guns on them, and it's two 1911s that he channels his chi through and shoots chi bullets. Someone who read the comics like me is like, oh my god, Orson Randall, the Iron Fist that predated Danny, he was Iron Fist during World War I, super cool, knows all of the ways to manipulate his chi so he can mind trick people with his chi, he can heal people, basically turns what the Iron Fist is into the Force from Star Wars. Right. But... instead of just a glowy, punchy fist. Right. Which is what I've been waiting for. Because Danny is so much more than just punching things. He's one of the most centered people in the entire Marvel universe. And so I've been waiting for that character. Japan. It was Japan.
Researchers have just told us this just in.
It would make more sense if it was China, though.
What's that from the press booth?
I'm being told.
Krista from Gamesters. What is it? Japan.
Japan. Thank you, Krista.
Thanks, Krista.
It is confirmed. It is confirmed, gentlemen. It was Japan. It was Japan.
It was Japan.
And back to
point.
Also, Starlink is a Star Fox game. I'm being told. Higher ups
by yourself.
Higher ups from Nintendo.
Like, I'm being told.
Trusted source says.
You guys are not letting Iron Fist get any attention. You're just like Marvel.
Just like Netflix. This is exactly. This is a prime example of how.
Yeah. The point is, we got the opportunity. We were primed, ready to go to get the Danny Rand that we should have gotten.
Right.
And then Netflix swooped in and they canceled it because in the analytics,
it probably did not perform very well at all.
The score for season 2 went way up from like a 14, which it was 44-14 was some number with a 4, I know, up to like a 50 to 70 margin.
Right.
But the viewer score didn't really change much, and so the analytics probably came up with the thought that people watching it didn't get Netflix for Iron Fist. They were kind of the people that just watched all of them. So Netflix kind of was like, this isn't a seller for our service, so we're going to cancel it. But Iron Fist will live on. Right. That's what they've said, but it's frustrating because the Orson Randall arc, all that stuff, needs a season devoted to it. It needs to be Iron Fist centric, but it's just not going to happen.
See, what I want to know is, because like you said, Iron Fist is not done. The show is done. He will still appear. I assume he'll be in the next Luke Cage season. I assume maybe he'll be in the... Yeah, I'm hoping it's Heroes for Hire. There may be another Defenders that's still kind of up in the air.
Probably not. It'd probably be a different team entirely.
I would think so too. But anyway, when he does show back up, is he this... What was it? Orson Randall? Is he this Orson Randall-fied Danny that we see shooting chi bullets, or is he just going to be back to glowy fist punching?
He's probably going to be back to glowy fist punching, which is frustrating because it's such a stark difference from the Danny Rand we have in the show that only has the one fist, solves all of his problems through punching, and has anger issues apparently. Which what we're supposed to get after Orson Randall is Danny Rand with both fists, chi manipulation, centered, calm, approaches everything with a calm demeanor, not letting his emotions get to him, all this kind of stuff. Complete opposite. Right. And so if they went with the post Orson Randall Danny, it wouldn't make any sense to the viewers. And so I bet you money the next time we see Danny Rand, he's going to be back to the whining brat that we've gotten in 2 seasons of Iron Fist.
But it'll be with Luke Cage,
I guess.
There you go. And he'll punch Luke Cage again and actually break his jaw, maybe. I'll skip a little bit ahead in time to some... this is a newer story, but maybe not as big. Hitman 2 has announced that one of its elusive targets will be the man, the myth, the legend, who always dies, Sean Bean.
You need someone to die in your video game, TV show, movie. You get Sean Bean.
Call Sean. So. He's got you. The Lee Allison is telling us from the booth that it's Sheen Bean.
Sheen Bean? Yeah.
Sheen Bean is the correct terminology. What's really funny, his name, his code name, is The Undying. So
that's wrong.
Pretty good. His whole story arc is he was an agent, like Agent 47.
Okay. That's
so he's a master assassin, but his specialty is fake dying. So I'm not sure how that's gonna work. I don't know if they're just how can we really just drive home the joke
that we got Sean Bean on this,
right? That Sean Bean's here. He always dies. Whatever. How hard can we drive that home? But I also want to know. I don't know, and I'm curious will he actually pretend to die, but you didn't get him, and so he runs away.
What if it's like a life model decoy kind of thing, where the entire mission is just Sean Bean?
It's just Sean Bean,
and you have to find the real one.
But they're all in different outfits. So there may be normally a chef here, but now it's a Sean Bean. Chef Bean. There you go. I like that. Who knows? But anyway, very cool. In the most recent Hitman, they had. I had his name a minute ago.
What was he in?
He was a grumpy guy. Gary Busey. They had Gary Busey.
That's right. I forgot about that.
He was an elusive target for a mission. And so elusive targets, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but how it works is it's you get one shot to kill this one person, and you don't really know any details about where they are. Mm-hmm. So it's just go. You got this one shot. So it's real intense. But yeah, Gary Busey was one. And now we're getting Sean Bean. I like the Sean Bean one a little bit better, I think. But,
I would enjoy killing Gary Busey, though.
Well, as you do. All right. Before we dive really deep into Red Dead, I want to go ahead and talk about Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man!
Not Spider-Man 2, but Marvel's Spider-Man on the PS4.
That's the next time, Spider-Man.
So the first DLC.
Come on.
The first DLC pack is coming out on October 23rd.
Oh, yes.
We got a little bit of new data or details about it. The first one is going to be the heist. It's going to bring Black Cat into it. I forget her real name, Felicia
Hardy?
something. Hardy, yeah. Anyway, it's supposedly this is going to... I have not beaten Spider-Man, so I don't know what happens.
Have you done all the Black Cat stuff?
I have done all the Black Cat stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens between Peter Parker and Mary Jane.
Nor do I.
I have no idea.
Oh my gosh, am I the only one in this room that's being Spider-Man?
Yep.
Ooh.
Poll from the audience. I'm going to take that as a yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
All I say, I don't know where that lands. So this is no spoilery information, I don't think. But supposedly Felicia showing back up is going to cause some tension between Peter and Mary Jane, some drama. But anyway, they just talked that it's going to bring new crimes, new missions, new challenges, a new enemy faction, and 3 new suits. And part of the details was that we got to see the new suits.
I'm not a fan of any of them, really.
I'm not either. Like, none of these are really like worth
one of them
the
is
DLC for me.
A new version of Scarlet Spider, which is pretty cool.
One of them is Scarlet Spider, black and red, looks nice.
That's the best one.
But don't we already have a Scarlet Spider?
It's version 1, the Ben Reilly, where it's got the hoodie.
Right, yeah. So this one is okay. It's nice. Then there's this techie kind of. It looks kind of like the
Mr. Stark. I don't feel so good.
A little bit, but not too much. And then one of them is like the European Spider-Man outfit. I'm not just saying that. I'm not saying that. It's literally what it is.
It looks like if Spider-Man was from the UK.
Well, that's what it is. It's the UK Spider-Man.
Tea time for Spider-Man.
It's tea time. Tea and crumpets. I wonder if it would be.
Earl Grey.
You know, it would be a great if it doesn't give you a power. You know, what would be great is if it just changed the dialogue to be British.
Yes,
all the way. Oh, Lee Allison wants it to be Tom Holland, just natural Tom Holland.
I don't think he has time for that. And if he was going to be in it, we probably would have heard about it by now.
He doesn't feel so good though.
He doesn't feel very good right now. But anyway, yeah. So exciting stuff. Are you ready for more Spider-Man?
I'm ready for more Spider-Man.
What? He's not ready for more Spider-Man.
Oh,
right. I thought that was direct.
I wouldn't be ready for more Spider-Man.
Boo you! You don't know more Spider-Man.
Love the game.
No, I'm totally.
They did a fantastic job.
Is that one of the games that we're going to be doing for? Are we doing that DLC for the?
Yes, that is your solo. Jake takes.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing while Jake is sleeping. I'm going to be doing during our charity live stream on November 3rd.
Yes, November 3rd.
On November 3rd, I'm going to be playing the new Spider-Man DLC. So I'm going to wait to play it till then.
While we're on that, I meant to do this at the beginning of the show, but yeah, we're doing a charity live stream for Extra Life.
Oh, by the way,
November 3rd. It's going to be 24 hours all day. You can donate to help a local hospital in our local town. For me and Steven. So very exciting. We got a lot of fun things planned. We had one really exciting thing that we've kind of put together recently, and you're still working on a little bit. Remember me and Brody and you all had a conversation about doing? I'm not going to spoil it.
Yes.
It's real exciting.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah, you can't just... Yeah, I'm here though. I'm there now.
Steven's there now. Anyway, so yeah, who can't be more excited about Spider-Man? Supposedly the 3 DLCs are all going to link
like
together. It's a 3-part story.
Awesome.
It's like the City That Never Sleeps, I think.
City That Never Sleeps is the overall pack there.
One of them is going to be Silver Sable, I think.
Oh, really?
Because it's called like Silver something, and so I assume Silver Sable's coming back. It's not subtle.
I hope we get a Morbius DLC.
Yeah.
That's the vampire guy,
yeah.
right?
We're getting a Morbius movie with Jared Leto.
Yep. That
if Sony decides to... If no one stops Sony first.
Getting some disturbed looks from the audience. All right, so we're going to jump into a bunch of different Red Dead Redemption stories.
What's that?
What is that?
You can get out of my house.
Okay.
So we've... Red Dead has brought a bunch of controversy this week. There were some statements made... is it Dan Houser? Is that one of the core directors there?
Yeah.
Rockstar? I forget his name.
Sure.
Anyway, he said something about... he had an off-comment statement about how his team had been working 100-plus hours. Yeah. Obviously, a lot of people coming out saying, like, that's ridiculous, crunch time, yada, yada, yada. He since came out and clarified, it was really only my team, the writer team. So it was really me and like 2 other guys have worked maybe 100 hours. Since then, Rockstar has allowed their employees to share their experience on social media. Mm-hmm. Typically, that's like typically there's like a rule where like you're not supposed to talk about work at all. Yep. They open those floodgates. A lot of stories have poured in, pretty positive. Just talking about crunch time and whatnot. Mostly positive. There have been a couple negative ones, but anyway, they have stirred up a lot of controversy from that statement. But anyway, I don't really want to talk about that. I think it is an important discussion that needs to happen in the industry. That crunch time is something that's difficult and it should be managed. There's a proper way to manage it. I know for me personally, working in video production, there's not so much crunch time, but there is a lot of you're working overtime. You're doing what you got to do to get the next shot to get the job done. So. Certainly not as bad as 100 hours a week. I've never had to do anything crazy like that, but that is something that should be happening. But we're going to talk about more fun aspects of the game that's coming out, which I'm excited to see. So the first big thing is we finally have, we know how long the campaign is going to take. Mm-hmm. It is estimated to be about 60 hours long.
I cannot wait.
That's a lot of game for just campaign.
That is a lot of game for just campaign.
Oh. Doesn't even include all the side stuff.
No.
That's why
no.
Like, there's nothing will ever compare to Rockstar games. With the way they put things together like this.
Well, and like Red Dead, the first one that Rockstar did was so good. Mm-hmm. So well done from a story standpoint. I'm just glad that they're really, we can tell they are putting in the effort. They're putting in the effort to make that a full story. Yeah. And I mean 60 hours, that's like, my gosh. I mean, it was nice hearing that Spider-Man was only 20 hours or so. Is that right? Yeah. Because it was like, okay, cool, I can play this. But Red Dead, like, that's going to be a time-consuming thing. But that's exciting.
Absolutely.
On top of that, we already know that the download for PS4
100
is like 100 gigabytes for PS4.
It's like 100 or 108, something like that.
It's like 80 or something for Xbox. It's a little bit less there. But apparently there is a rumor that the physical edition of Red Dead Redemption 2 could come on 2 discs.
For PS4.
I can't think of the last time I had to play a game on 2 different discs. Yeah. I've only had DVDs.
The last one that I have to play that I can just pops into my mind is Metal Gear.
Really?
Phantom Pain?
So how would that work?
Solid. The old one for
okay, the old one. Okay, I thought you were saying 5.
No.
Yeah.
No, 5.
I didn't think that it was 2.
What I want to know is how does that work just from a logistical standpoint? Because like, am I going to get to a certain point in the game where like a chapter closes and it's like, please insert disc 2?
That's exactly how it was
for you
in Metal
to continue.
Gear. You're in the middle, or not in the middle of a fight, but you're. Actually, I think you are in the middle of a fight, and it's like, please insert disc 2. You're like,
wow.
Well, all right,
so is the world just in both, but then like part of the story is in disc 1?
It's probably going to be one of those things
like
where
a continuation. It's not really.
Because like back in it's probably different with consoles, but with PC games like Battle for Middle-earth, for example, just off the top of my head, had 4 discs to download it, but only 1 was a play disc.
Yeah.
I imagine that's the only way I see them doing this.
Right.
So maybe it's just that it couldn't all fit on 1 disc, so one of them executes the game and has some of the download on it, and the other one has the rest on it, so you can get it onto your PlayStation so you can execute it from the disc.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense. That's the only thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I'm downloading either way. And Jeremy over here, king of the terabytes, he's got 5 terabytes on his hard drive, so for his PS4, so he's not worried at all.
King of the terabytes.
King of the terabytes.
I'm getting a Pro at the end of November, so I'm excited.
Great.
Ooh, that's going to be real nice. Krista like that. Ooh.
Well, Krista gets the hand-me-down.
That's good.
But I get it for the 4K TV.
There you go. See,
I have for the 4K.
I have
the fake 4K that PS4 has.
I've thought about getting the Pro because you can stream 1080 from the system instead of 720, which is what you and I are doing.
I have the option to do 1080.
Do you?
Do you?
Mm-hmm. That's cool. I've never tried it because I was always afraid to. But
I didn't see the option.
I'll try it.
Crazy.
Like,
try it.
I'm pretty sure I have the option. I know I do 720 now, but I think that I had to step up
if you find that you have an option, let me know because I'd like to. I think my internet should be strong enough. But anyway,
I have decent internet too. So,
yeah.
I feel like it should if it gives me the option. I could.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we're too close, and I talked about this. I think it was last week's podcast without you guys. Obviously you, Jeremy.
Yeah, obviously without me.
Obviously without Jeremy, but about the PS5 coming pretty soon.
Yeah.
I think 2020 is kind of when we'll have, if nothing else, an announcement at least. So I'm kind of like, I'm thinking about a Pro, but it's like I can't buy it knowing that in 2 years I'll have to buy
I'm willing to bet there's going to be a teaser next year about it.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
Like just a 5-second, I think, flash across a black console. PS5 up on the screen.
Much like what was it, Scorpion at for Xbox for the Xbox One. I think this year at the 2019 E3 they will show some sort of here's the next thing teaser that like they don't really tell you any details. They're just like it's gonna be big. It's gonna be this.
It's gonna be an executive being like, "Well, here at Sony, we're working hard."
Right, and they're
just like a good Sean Layden impression.
and then a flash of a black box and then PS5.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think about
True 4K
2019, 2020 we may have it. I don't know. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, back to Red Dead. Yeah. The other like the last weird thing that's just kind of going on is supposedly several independent video game stores. So like not your GameStops, your mom and pop shops that are Billy Joe's video game.
Which you should support.
You should always support
Billy Joe's is really an underappreciated video game
local
store.
businesses,
local gaming businesses, especially. Anyway, they are reporting that they're not getting copies of Red Dead until November. So obviously, Red Dead comes out next Friday, so a week from today, or when this airs, and so November is only another week after that. So that's kind of when they're saying they would be getting it, but still a whole week late.
That's a lot of those stores. They've probably got a lot of customers that do go to them, but they're going to be like, "Sorry, this huge release.
Yep,
I'm getting it the day it comes out. Not waiting for you to get it."
That's kind of a kick to the pants.
It really is. That's bad news for a lot of them because this is going to be probably the biggest selling game of the year.
But I'm wondering if it's on Rockstar's end or the fact that they've already had deals with larger distribution companies and
that is what's unclear at this point.
I've never heard of that happening though.
I haven't either.
It seems like obviously GameStop, Best Buy, those are the ones that are being in Amazon are what's being taken care of first. But anyway, so it's just not coming. It's not coming to those other places. GameFly is another one that they're not getting copies until November.
Wow.
Which I wouldn't if I used GameFly when I was younger, when I was in high school, because it was like, oh, this is great because I have all this free time.
We had that conversation a little while ago. Yeah.
I don't have as much free time as I used to when I was in high school, like most adults would say, or I hope they would say.
Yeah.
So I quit that off. But like even when I did have it, I would not have bet my money on getting a new game.
Oh,
you know
day
what I
of?
mean? No. There's no way.
At least a week out.
Anybody that was kind of expecting or hoping for that, I apologize, but you are not. You should just drop that expectation altogether.
Stop paying for GameFly.
Well, please let me know if you've had better experiences than that. But I wouldn't have bet my time on playing that game early with any of that. But anyway, and that's all the news we had for this week. Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Chortle Cast. We do hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, there's a couple things you can do to help us out. Number one, if you're watching on YouTube, you're already at chortlegames.com. You can leave a like on this video, share it with your friends, leave a comment and let us know what you thought about the topics we talked about. Are you excited to play Red Dead? Are you banking on it happening from GameFly? What is
Are
your
you
plan?
waiting a week to see it?
Yeah, that's right. Are you going to wait a week just to support Billy Joe's Video Game Town? Let us know. We want to hear about it.
Is that the name of the...
That's the name of the
Video Game Town.
Billy Joe's Video Game Town. Come on down to Video Game Town where you can...
It's their video game barn.
Yeah, video game barn.
Billy Joe's Video Game Barn.
Billy Joe's Video Game Barn. So, if you're a podcast listener, the best way to reach us is to leave a review on iTunes. That really helps the podcast be viewable and findable for anybody who may be looking for a video game fun pop culture topic podcast show with some cool dudes. Leave a review there. You can also get to us, like I said at the top of the show, at chortlecast@gmail.com. You can send us topics, news stories you'd like to hear us talk about, all that good stuff. You can also get to us on our Discord, which you can, again, find the link to that in our the description of this video and the description of this podcast. And then last but not least, you can follow us on Twitter at Chortle Games and Facebook at Chortle Games. And then Jeremy, thank you for being on this. This is exciting. This is a great thing. You're hosting us for our trip, but also you got to be on the podcast, so we like that. Yeah. Where can people find you and keep up with you guys?
We do have a Facebook, Twitter, and a YouTube channel. We're 8-Bit Gamesters.
On all of those platforms?
Yes.
Okay.
On Twitter, I think we're at 8Gamesters.
At 8Gamesters, okay.
Or something like that. Yep. It's if you go to our YouTube channel, all the links are on there.
Yeah. And you guys just kind of stream?
We don't really have a set schedule.
Doing a couple series though?
We have quite a few series going on, actually. Right. Main one we're doing this month is Alien Isolation.
Right.
We've started that a while ago. But
how are y'all liking that?
I love the game.
Is it scary?
There's a lot of jump scares.
Right.
And
so yes.
At times Jake, it's like you turning around and seeing the alien around the corner, you're like, oh my god, I have to go hide somewhere. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. I've got to tune in for that one.
Absolutely.
But yeah. If the podcast is not the only thing we do here on Chortle Games.
It is this weekend.
It is this weekend. Like I said at the top of the show, me and Steven are here with Jeremy because we are on a trip to Disney for this weekend. So normally we have 2 podcasts on Friday and 2 podcasts on Saturday. This particular weekend,
live streams.
What did I say? Podcast. I always do that.
We're a one podcast.
We're a one podcast per week show, but we've got normally 2 live streams on Friday, 2 live streams on Saturday. Not going to happen this week, but next week we will. In fact, next week we have a lot of cool things planned for live streams, so that's going to be great. But we do a lot of other stuff. On Mondays, we're going to have a Let's Play. We're going to be doing Captain Toad. Because I couldn't play Starlink and Nintendo kicked me out of my account.
Man.
So I had to really hone down to what do I have I have physically.
You could play an actual Star Fox game.
I couldn't have, not on my Switch. I didn't have access to any.
Okay.
I didn't have access to the half one that I had either, so I don't want to hear your crap, Steven. I do make fun of it a little bit in the Let's Play though, so it might be a little funny for you. It's a little bit shorter, but it'll be worth a watch.
Yeah.
And then on Tuesdays we do Team Up Tuesday. That's where we get together. We play a co-op game.
Are we still doing Destiny for?
I don't know. We may could do something else. We may be up in the air.
So for Team Up Tuesdays, it's usually me and Jake.
Right.
If it's a game that Jeremy also has, we'll do a stream with 8-Bit Gamesters.
Mm-hmm.
If we ever decide to not do Destiny, Jeremy and I have been wanting to do more Division Shields. So it could be Division.
We could maybe do Division.
It's going to be some kind of co-op game, probably in the MMO light genre.
Yeah.
You guys like those.
We like those.
Yeah.
Then on Wednesday, we have another Let's Play for you. That's going to be Where They Lie, which is a horror VR game. It was actually.
Was I there for that one?
You were there for that one, and you didn't hit record on this camera that we're using here. So I just have me, but Steven is a disembodied voice that occasionally pokes his hand.
I work better that way.
So anyway, but it's really funny. That's a VR game. It's very spooky. There's some weird demon
creatures. Was that the fish game?
No. That's what happened.
Oh, the antler game.
Yeah, the antler game.
The antler game, yeah.
It's the one with the lady that, I was just doing the intro and this lady just appeared right in front of me. And,
I've been waiting for that one.
And it's going to be hilarious because from your perspective, it's just like, Jake, why are you freaking out? It's just this lady right here in front of you. For me, though, it was like she was right here.
Yeah.
So it was quite freaky. But anyway, you have that to look forward to Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we will, Steven does a live stream series. Metro. He's been playing through Metro right now. That's where that game lands. When we're not in Halloween season, though, that is a game called Phantom Doctrine, or it just is a time where Steven might play through an entire game over time. Then next Friday, we'll have another podcast for you at 12 o'clock Central Time. We also do a Where is Zer live stream, just a little bit before the podcast airs at 11:40 Central Time. And then, of course, next Friday is when Red Dead Redemption drops.
Oof.
So we will be doing a live stream of that. And then following that, me and Steven will be doing a live stream of Far Cry Arcade, Spookified.
Is that the plan?
That is the plan.
Okay.
And then Saturday, we're going to have a split stream, Expooksagamza.
Don't.
Where we play Killing Floor and Friday the 13th with our dear friends. Friday the 13th.
Spooktacular.
Jeremy, if you want to jump in?
Yes.
We could probably get you in.
You had spooktacular and you didn't say.
What did I say?
You said spookstravaganza.
Spooktacular then. Split stream spooktacular.
I like spookstravaganza.
I like it too.
I love
it's
it.
a little
Whatever.
raw. It's a little raw.
Whatever.
It's all there.
Hey, Star Fox.
Jeremy, you can stick around. You can stick around. Yeah, that's right. Star Fox. Fox is there.
I'm just poking the bear. That's all I'm here to do.
Oh, man.
Anyway, so
what games will we be playing with them?
That is going to be Friday the 13th and Killing Floor. I don't know what order, but that's going to be all of that's going to be with Friendly Fire Games. Jeremy, we need to see if we can fit you into one of those or both of those.
We will fit Jeremy in.
Okay, all right, I'm good with that.
All right, I guess I'm playing that.
I know we can fit you.
Yes.
I know we can fit you in the Friday the 13th one because we're going to need as many bodies as we can get in that to make that work.
I'm going to try to get with my friends that I've played with before, and they might be able to join us too.
All right, that would be great.
We'll have a full lobby.
That would be great. So anyway,
Kristen wants to play too.
A good week to look forward to here at Chortle Games. We do appreciate it. Jeremy, again, thank you so much for letting us be a part. And thank you, audience. There you go. Give yourselves a hand. It's been so great. Krista, you didn't laugh once out loud. It was great.
What's hilarious, my face is not on 8-Bit Gamesters YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So now it's on your YouTube channel.
This is a face reveal for Jeremy at 8-Bit Gamesters. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
I did not even realize this was such a momentous occasion. Well, I'm glad it could happen here. We appreciate you. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.